Hey, Chris Dawson here, running for Invercargill City Council, and today I'd like to talk to you about a problem we've got with Esk Street, because we haven't had one of those in a week, and we haven't spent any money on Esk Street in a week, and you know, there's quotas to be met here. So, problem we've got is the advent of the delivery app. So, like your Deliver Easies and your Uber Eats. Now, when we built the mall, there's a food court in the bottom, and apparently it's quite popular on Deliver Easy and Uber Eats. So, the problem we got there is there's nowhere for these drivers to park. And you think, well, hang on a minute, loading zones. Why aren't they in loading zones? They're doing deliveries, or actually they're doing pickups before they do a delivery. So why can't they use loading zones? Well, there's an easy reason. It's because if New Zealand couriers use a loading zone, there'll be a big New Zealand courier sticker on the side of the van, and you go, oh, okay, they're parked there to do deliveries and pickups and things like that. But with likes of your delivery apps, the cars aren't branded, they're driven by Joe Public. So if Joe Public parks their car in a loading zone, obviously enough, it's going to look like they're parked legally and they're going to get a ticket. So what's the solution to this? Because I'll actually drop a photo into the comments, because I saw this the other day and went, at the moment, these delivery guys are parking wherever they can, and they're quite often blocking traffic. So we've got to do something about it. Now, you think the most logical solution would be to dedicate some parks in the car park mall for these guys to do their pickups and deliveries. But that car park is an absolute nightmare, and you'd have to take something like maternity parks or handicap parks, mobility parks I should say. So that's not going to work. They're actually going to be further away, and it's probably even, they're going to take up even more time doing your delivery by having to park in the mall car park. So I've got a plan. Bear with me here. The City Council operates a parking exemption database because all the council vehicles are in it, because council officers have to park wherever they have to park to do whatever council officers do. So if this exemption database exists, why can't we put all the Deliver Easy and Uber Eats vehicles in it so these guys can jump into a loading zone, go and grab the food and get out of there and carry on their merry day? Because you think, well, they could abuse that and just park in loading zones willy-nilly, but the 10-minute limit on a loading zone would still apply. So you're not going to be able to use your Uber Eats exemption to go and watch a movie. So this is just one of my thoughts on how we can solve a pretty simple problem with a pretty simple solution, because failing that, we're going to have people parking like absolute a-holes everywhere, all over Esk Street, and it's only going to get worse as people order more and more through these apps. So let me know what you think. Cheers.